Jai Sri Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam chapter 10, the departure of Lord Sri Krishna for Dvārakā. Here in the verse 5, it is mentioned that during the regime of Maharaj Yudhishthira, the rivers, ocean, hills, mountains, forest, creepers and active drugs in every season paid their task quota to the king in profusion. So here it is mentioned नया समुद्र गिरयः शोभनपति विरुधः फलन्ते ओषध्य सर्वः कामं अन्युत तस्यः. So here the purport is, since Maharaj Yudhishthira was under the protection of the Ajita, the infallible Lord, as above mentioned, the properties of the Lord, namely the rivers, oceans, hills, forests, etc., were all pledged, and they used to supply their respective quota of taxes to the king. The secret to success is to take refuge under the protection of the Lord, Supreme Lord. Without His sanction, nothing can be possible. To make economic development by our own endeavor on the strength of tools and machinery is not all. The sanction of a Supreme Lord is must be there. Otherwise, despite all instruments, arrangement, everything will be unsuccessful. The ultimate cause of success is the Divya, the Supreme. Kings like Maharaj Yudhishthira knew perfectly well that the king is the agent of the Supreme Lord to look after the welfare of the mass of people. Actually, the state belongs to the Supreme Lord. The rivers, ocean, forest, hills, drugs, etc. are not creation of a man. They are all creations of the Supreme Lord, and the living beings is allowed to make use of the property of the Lord for the service of the Lord. Today's slogan is that everything is for the people, and therefore the government is for the people and by the people. But to produce a new species of humanity of the present moment of basis of God consciousness and protection of human life, the ideology of godly communism, the world has to again follow in the footsteps of kings like Maharaj Yudhishthira or Vaishya. There is no enough of everything by the will of the Lord, and we can make proper use of things to live comfortably without enmity between man and man, or man and animal, or man and nature. The control of the Lord is everywhere, and if the Lord is pleased, every part of the nature will be pleased. The river will flow profusely to fertilize the land, and the ocean will supply sufficient quantities of minerals, pearls and jewels. The forest will supply sufficient woods, drugs and vegetables, and the seasonal change will effectively help produce fruits and flowers in the profuse quantity. The artificial way of living depending on factories and tools can be rendered so-called happiness only to a limited number at the cost of a million. Since the energy of the mass of people is engaged in factory production and the natural products are being hampered, and for this the mass is unhappy. Without being educated properly, the mass of people are following in the footsteps of the vast interest by exploring natural resources, and therefore there is acute competition between individual and nation and nation. There is no control by the trained agent of the Lord. We must look into the defects of modern civilization by comparison here, and should follow in the footsteps of Maharaj Yudhishthira to cleanliness man and whip out anachronism. So here basically in this verse it is mentioned how the supreme leader to be, or how the supreme person of supreme leader of a country should act. Jai Jagannath, Jai Shri Krishna.